Hello everyone and welcome, finally! It's took me so long to get round to this. 2 old enemies, new threats, finally getting on with the main story. It's only like way too late-ish. Whatever. Kryl is glad to have your... Kryl is glad for your return, though it remains to be seen if she has glad tidings to share.
Alexander, my, what a pleasant surprise. If you've come to inquire after the Archons, fear not. Master Matoya's treatment has proven effective in stabilizing their corporeal ether. We mustn't grow complacent, however. Potent though these magics may be, they are not without limits. We can only hope they afford us enough time for the Crystal Exarch to complete his work. If only we could go with you to the first and help.
Pardon the intrusion, I don't know whose voice this is, but I come bearing urgent news. Who is it? Oh, it's you! Oh, Alexander, it has been far too long, my friend. Ah, bugger! I tried to move my chair and accidentally kicked everything. Forgive me, I do not believe we've been formally introduced. Maxima, former Garlean ambassador. I remain here in Eorzea under the auspices of Commander Alden, offering what counsel I can in the hopes of resolving the present conflict with the Empire.
Ah, yes. I've heard stories of a defector from Garlemald, but never mind that. You said you have urgent news?
Indeed. As you may have heard, the Imperial capital is in turmoil, and a sizable portion of the Garlean forces have been recalled from the Gimlet Dark. With their numbers so greatly diminished, the main host of the Alliance has withdrawn, leaving the Alamegan resistance to keep watch over the border. And it is there we have welcomed a most unexpected visitor who whacks his computer again, who claims that this de-escalation may belie growing dangers and unforeseen threats. Commander Alden has arranged for an impromptu meeting to discuss these revelations. He has also requested a representative of the Scions attend as well, though it was clear to whom he wished to extend the invitation.
It would seem time is of the essence. Well, you'll not be attending this meeting alone, though I am not as well versed in the affairs of city-states as your comrades. I see no reason to burden a single Scion with all of this.
Ah, yes, of course. Then we must make for the Alamegan quarter with all haste.
Well, what are you waiting for? Get going, you two!
I don't know why, but that feels like the first time anyone's actually called me a Scion. Or am I just imagining that?
Don't worry about the others. I'll keep an eye on them while you and Kryl are away.
Alright. Alamegan quarter. Come, my great serpent! Oops, I've got the music still turned on.
Much has changed since the first time we set foot in this city. Now we strive to preserve their freedom rather than reclaim it. But we've no time to reminisce. We mustn't keep the commander waiting.
Commander Aldine awaits us in the Royal Palace, if you would follow me. Now would be a great time to have some voice acting, so I can take like a 2-second break.
They're here, Commander.
And I, for one, am grateful that they are. Told you've been busy since our paths last crossed at the Gimlet Dark.
You could say that.
Not that I understand half of it. When the Scions spoke of other worlds, I struggled to describe what I pictured. Mayhap things would seem clearer were I to hear the tale from your own lips. Well, I'm afraid the situation will not afford us that luxury. I trust you two require no introduction.
We meet again, hero of Eorzea. Must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might.
Had he meant to do us harm, I hazard he would have kept to the shadows, and brought more than 2 companions. We need not pretend to be the best of friends, but I hope we can put aside our differences for the present.
As you are doubtless aware, Sir Estinian and I cooperated to rid the world of Black Rose in your absence. Our journey together took us as far as the Imperial Palace, where we witnessed Emperor Varus meet his death at Xenos' hand. Being the sole witnesses to this crime, and in no position to defend our innocence, we were then forced to flee, each pursuing his own avenue of escape. When we were later reunited, Estinian claimed to have encountered an unfamiliar kind of machina during his flight, but to me his description seemed anything but, and upon further investigation I found that I was right. The Empire is developing a new Ultima weapon.
What, that Allagan monstrosity? Created to vanquish primals, with which you yourself once thought to conquer Eorzea?
The same. In my foolishness, I sought to harness its power, and became the Ascian's pawn in so doing. But you know as well as I how that tale ended. The weapon itself, excavated from beneath this very city, was destroyed ere we could fully unravel its secrets. And that should have been the end of it. But unlikely as it sounds, the Empire's efforts to recreate it have somehow borne fruit, primarily through secret research conducted by the 7th Imperial Legion, it would seem.
Wait, the 7th was all but annihilated at Cartano, along with its legatus.
Indeed, few survived. The 7th, as it is now, has little in common with the Legion led by Vandarnus, and its leadership has changed hands several times since. Precisely how this project has continued despite such turmoil, and under whose auspices, remains a mystery. What we do know, however, is that a number of prototypes have been produced, and that one of them is on its way to Eorzea. We attempted to stop it, but it was all we could do to slow its progress, so we resolved instead to bring you warning.
And right glad are we that you did, though it soundly dashed our hopes that tensions might ease at last.
As it is, we've begun to strengthen our presence in the Gimlet Dark, and are assembling a force to meet the coming threat. A force with you in its vanguard, I hope. Before you say anything, I know full well you have pressing concerns of your own. Your comrades remain in peril, and I would not ask you to forsake them. But the fact remains that you, and you alone, have faced the Ultima weapon, and emerged victorious. We need you. And so, when the time comes, if your comrades can spare you, I bid you lend us your strength. I've assigned an officer to await your word.
The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days. But it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all. Even if it means begging your aid. The Fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy.
I too shall make for the border and offer my skills, meager though they seem in such company. Mayhap we shall meet there anon.
Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friends' plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice.
As ever...
Where'd that come from?
As ever, the way forward is paved with difficult decisions. We can ill afford to ignore the threat of a new Ultima weapon, but with each passing day, the plight of the Scions grows even more perilous. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon... No. Wait, yeah, that was correct. If you cannot stay for a debriefing on the Ultima weapon, I will not stop you. I only ask that you confer with me before returning to the first. Yeah, and that unlocks the quest that gives you the ruby weapon, which I'm going to do afterwards. For now, we will continue the main story. The way home. Kryl can see the steely resolve in your eyes and suspect she knows where duty calls you. I take it you're ready to return to the first. Then I would ask you to appraise the others of recent events here in the source, namely, Xenos' return and the demise of the new Ultima weapon. That says development, doesn't say demise. I was thinking of Xenos, I thought it was going to say the demise, whatever. As for their bodies, you may assure them that Master Matoya and I will continue doing what we can to keep their corporeal ether stable. Safe travels, Alex. I hope to see you and the other Scions soon. And then she walks through me. Alright. Back to the Crystarium. Dusselgate, isn't it? Am I remembering right? Yash! I love how that's already the second quest done. You've come at a most opportune time, my friend. I've made something of a breakthrough in my research on the soul, and a means to return the Scions home. I trust you too have been making good use of your time. Yeah, ill tidings from the source, you say? Then I will summon the others that we might all be appraised of the situation.
Now that we are all here, what news from the source?
Ultima Mark II. Basically, the ultimate weapon.
A new Ultima weapon? We must count ourselves lucky that Gaius has pledged his assistance.
While this is indeed a worrying development, I think the state of the Empire as a whole greater grounds for concern. With the Emperor slain and Xenos returned, it is impossible to predict how matters will unfold in Garlemald. The Ultima weapon may be but the first of many unpleasant surprises.
The situation beareth closer observation, of that there is no doubt, and doth compound our need to return unto the source.
Then let us address that issue. Our long search for a means to see you safely home may well be nearing its conclusion. Thanks in large part to Urianger and Beklug's invaluable insight, we have succeeded in fashioning a vessel for the journey.
We set out to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white aurosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And, after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind both that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will. However...
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must...
Oh, 1 second. Goddamn stupid Windows updates. I'll fix that in post.
Though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive of them. For that, we must needs imbue it with the Exarch's innate gift.
A gift that lives on only through the blood of the Allagan Emperors, which certainly does not flow within aurosite or any other crystal.
Just so, milady. The blood serveth as a conduit of sorts. In its absence, memory cannot pass from mind unto mind, nor from flesh unto crystal.
That being the case, we must either alter the process of inheritance so as to require no such thing, or determine a means by which my blood may permeate the vessel. I am hopeful that the records found within this tower will yield the knowledge we require to pursue one or the other of these avenues.
As well you should be. The Allagan's body of etherological research is extraordinary. I can scarce believe it the work of ages past. But its underlying principles are not so very different from those of my own field of study. Given time, we will find the answers we seek.
I know that you can ill afford to wait, and it pains me that I must ask you to do so. I can only reaffirm my promise to you that a solution will be found. Whatever it takes, I will see you safely home.
apologies.
I do hope you haven't come to tell us that mortal peril fast approaches.
No. I had hoped to speak with the Warrior of Darkness. But there is no need to cut short your meeting on my account. I will be waiting outside.
Why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind. Unless she didn't want to.
Perhaps I might accompany you. Though I am woefully ill-qualified to assist in the Exarch's research, I may yet be of some use to Lena.
Fair enough. Num num num. Num num num. Or num num num. Or money, you know. Let's see. Nah. We'll get that. Sure, why not? Get some creamy salmon. Or the finest quality Zoo homemade pasta with flaky salmon and more salmon. Salmon. It may simply be my imagination, but Lena has been rather brisk with me of late. You don't suppose she's still upset over that mishap with the salmon fillet, do you? Wait, what? Did I miss something? Would it have been funnier if I got the salmon fillet? Never have I seen such a repository of knowledge. A stark reminder what little we know of the world. Upon White Aurosite's crystalline foundation, we have built not a prison, but a refuge for the soul. Would that Moonbreeder were here to see the wonders inspired by her research. To think that we will not only have Xenos to contend with once we return, but a new ultimate weapon as well? Ugh. Why must all of our enemies insist on returning from their graves? Seeking counsel, Alphinaud is eager to assist Captain Lena. I must confess, while I enjoy my fair share of scholarly research, it will be good to step outside for a spot of fresh air. Now then, shall we go and speak with Lena? Bye. Beautiful weather out, as always. I suggest we hurry. Lena does not strike me as one who enjoys being made to wait. We have little time, so I will be brief. A Sin Eater has been sighted in Lakeland, and I ask for your assistance in slaying it. A Sin Eater? I had heard some few yet remained after the knight returned, but perhaps we should call the others. That will not be necessary. It is only a single Sin Eater. A simple task for our god, I should think. That said, I believe fighting alongside the Warrior of Darkness would be a valuable experience for them. Peace can lead to complacency, and they can gain nothing from an easy victory. But you do not underestimate your foes, however harmless they may seem. My men would do well to learn from your example. Yeah, why not Alphinaud? You cannot be serious. Calm now, Alex. What could be more inspiring than fighting alongside the renowned Warrior of Darkness himself? I mean, technically we're all the Warriors of Darkness in this version. So... excellent.
Then let us beg for what job.
Can someone tell me if I've missed some sort of salmon joke? Because that's bothering me.
The senators that remains no longer have a leader to guide them, but they are no less dangerous. They cannot be suffered to live. Yet, if you would wait here a moment, I will gather the others. You may not remember, but you have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Oops. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side.
I was at death's door that day after the city is attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have lightly stepped through, and I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to.
I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a senator before my very eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, holding the blade again, it filled me with dread. But that is no way to honour her or my comrades, and so I've returned. I swear, I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Truly, it seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride an Amaro to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think that Yulmoran soldiers we once looked blades with are now on our side, but we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one.
My apologies, Captain Alina. An elderly gentleman asked that I escort him to Clearmelt. It took longer than I expected.
I'll not begrudge your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we pay host to an honoured guest.
It won't happen again. The name's Thaler. I'm sure you don't remember, but we once met before in the infirmary. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the warrior of darkness. Little did I know I was already talking to him. Don't give up, don't give in. I'll keep those words close to my heart, and the boundless skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. Fortunate? They get their lives for the promise of a future they'll never know, and so it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up and we won't give in.
Your heroism has inspired all of our guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us not keep them waiting.
Ba-da-ba-ba. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-ba-bum-ba-ba. Oh, big boy.
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself? Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it. So I says to him, who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness? And he says, no, I'm a warrior of light. And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light?
Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be him, the warrior of darkness.
Eh? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
I had hoped to fight at your side today. But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
I recognize his voice actor.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat. As for this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood. The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias. But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. A personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
I don't like the sounds of that, but...